Yacht A, welcome to Navajo Sage Weaver Tarot's channel. Welcome to my channel, you guys. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to do all signs reading. I'm going to do a check-in reading for uh, all 12 zodiac, starting with Aries, ending with Pisces. So this is going to be a check-in energy, just to see where the zodiac, what the general energy is, and just see how they're doing. Okay, so I'm going to shake the rattle, and any information on the decks, timestamps will be located down in the description box. So I'm going to shake the energy to move any stagnation energy, and then we'll get on with the reading. I already did the shuffling. I'm going to pick one card and just flip them over, and then I will do the next reading after, and then the next reading after. Okay? Okay, Aries. So, Aries, you are bringing in the Queen of Swords energy. So, the Queen of Swords energy is someone who is, who is observing, right? She's looking at this horse's hair, you know, does she need to chop it more? Um, you know, but she's looking at it very, you know, um, with a looking at it, seeing how it needs to, form or, you know, um, also the Queen of Swords is somebody who's knowledgeable, right? Um, Somebody who can stand up to a horse. It's not easy to, you know, uh, really take charge, to a horse or, livestocks that are, like cows, and you have to have like a really strong demeanor and really mean it, or they'll hurt you. So, and then that's the energy I see the Queen of Swords is in, and so Aries, that's the current position we're in, and what we need to let go of here is the Nine of Pentacles. So maybe, feeling that, you know, uh, lack of security, right? You have to get that out of your head because you are the Queen of Swords. So the Queen is, she's independent. So, you know, letting go of the mindset of feeling like you're dependent, um, and that your lack of, or loss, something changed. And so, so now you're, in this mindset of like, oh my goodness, what do I need to do? You know? But if you just focus on the Wheel of Fortune, um, which is looking at your accomplishments, right? What you've been working on. Because, you have books here, what you've been researching, what you've been, what your goal is, Aries, what you're focused on, your everyday um, task, right? And so also the Wheel of Fortune um, is opportunities. So focusing on different opportunities coming in, um, and learning what the cycles are, you know, um, that are present in your life, what you're going through, in your environment, what's changing, understanding and trying to adapt, to the cycles as they change, because it's not easy sometimes, how it goes through your life, every day, your schedule changes somehow. And you have to be somewhat flexible to, maybe there's responsibilities, maybe you have animals, maybe you have um, a family. So you have to be really flexible in that. And, sometimes it's not easy, right? So, and then um, your higher self is, you know, is trying to tell you about the Knight of Cups energy, you know, saying, hey, Aries, find creative solution, um, that maybe need some uplifting, uplift your feelings, uh, accept help, right? And um, because you don't, you want to let go of this energy. So your higher self is saying, start, you know, looking at the emails, right? The letters that are coming in, the messages, the spirit that wants to come in and help you. The Knight of Cups energy, is also maybe, you know, um, bring in the cycle, right? Um, Understanding it, accepting it, so that way we can let this energy go. The Nine of Pentacles of feeling some loss. So let's see why the Nine of Pentacles is here for Aries. And then we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Pentacles is here because the the Knight of Cups is the energy of charm, right? Accepting help. So your higher self was trying to tell you that. You just got clarified. So let's see why the Knight of Cups is here. The Two of Wands. So your higher self is saying, you know, uh, the reason why the Nine of Cups is here is because you're your growing powers, right? Your inner self, you know, are are equal, they're balanced, or maybe you need to choose you need to choose a path, right? Um, or yeah, make a decision, or you know, asking for help, you know, and this is like somebody you work with, right? Like a business partner. So that's what we have for you, Aries. All right, Taurus. All right, Taurus. Taurus. The current energy we are bringing in is the Six of Pentacles. So, clarity, um, some sort of exchange, right? Something that's fair, donation, generosity, some sort of support. And then what we need to let go of is the Lovers. So, uh, letting go of maybe making a choice, right? Um, letting go of some sort of abuse, mm, some sort of broken promise. And then what we need to focus on is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is focusing on clarity, truth, new ideas, what inspires you, Taurus. And then your higher self is trying to share with you the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands energy is saying, Taurus, you got some power struggles, you know, mm, there's some distractions around you, so your higher self is trying to warn you in that way. Geez, all of a sudden my throat is really getting dry. So let's see, Taurus, why the Lovers is here. Spirits and guides, why is the Lovers here for Taurus? So we have the Emperor, the Emperor energy, and um, why the Lover's energy of healing, letting go, dishonesty, um, broken promise, some sort of abuse. And to clarify, that is the Emperor, because you need structure. You need to build your confidence, have discipline, take leadership of it. Why is the Five of Swords here for Taurus? And we have the Seven of Swords here. So the Seven of Swords energy is because if you don't, your whole self is saying, hey, there's distraction, right? With the Five of Wands energy, there's a power struggle. And if you don't fix that, you know, the Seven of Swords here is there's going to be loss of reputation, um, maybe some gossip. The Seven of Wands. So maybe walking away, right? The Seven of Wands here, trying to take that risk, protecting your own space here. As you can see, you're dropping and you're walking away. And so the swords is, the wands is, that chaos, power struggle. And then this is walking away. So the clarifier is to walk away from that disorganization, right? Let it go for a day, Maybe you got lots of chores and you're walking in circles, right, Taurus? All right. So that's your check-in message, Taurus. Gemini. All right, Gemini. So we have here the moon energy, and the moon energy, is the energy that um, reminds us, that sometimes when we see something, right, it may not be what it seems. Um, we might be, we might have a vision. There's a cycle coming, right? Like the moon cycles. So we're bringing in the energy of the moon, looking at the past, getting maybe asking others for guidance because we don't see things clearly. Right? The moon energy, um, also like, you know, can it, have mystery, right? You can be in that mystery. Fear, might have some fear, fantasy, intuition, confusion. So the energy of the moon, it depends on what situation you are in, you know, um, illusion, imagination, you know, breakthroughs. So, you know, whatever your situation is for you. So that's the current position that we're bringing in, Gemini. Some sort of confusion. And then we have the Four of Wands here. And the Four of Wands energy is um, letting go, right? Letting go of, you know, weak foundation, because when you see the Four of Wands, right, as kind of laid like a pillar, um, but you don't want that to be weak because you don't want your pillar, your foundation to fall. Um, Maybe some letting go of a breakup, right? Something that was instability, unstable, um, something that disrupted your plans in some way. And then what you need to focus on is the Tower energy. So the Tower energy is saying to you, Gemini, this is a temporary destruction. We have to tear this down, Spirit says, because it no longer helps you, right? The Tower energy is a breakdown, cleansing, right? Um, Soaring through the truth, having to let go of something that no longer helps you. And then your higher self, is saying the Three of Wands here. So your higher self is saying, now this tower has fallen, Gemini. Lay a good foundation. Let's build that first, level of stability in our lives. Let's make progress. Let's prepare. Let's create, right? So let's see why the Four of Wands is here for Gemini and the Three of Wands for Gemini. So to clarify, we have the Nine of Swords. So letting go of breakdown is to clarify of maybe, if you don't let it go, it's going to bring anxiety, right? It's going to overwhelm you, cause fear, cause mental illness, paranoia. Why the Three of Swords is here for Gemini, the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is because, you're going to have enough, right? When you lay down the foundation. So that's just clarifying to say you're going to have enough, Gemini. All right, Cancer. Cancer, we are bringing in the Magician. So you're using your tools for the right purpose, self-control, self-knowledge. What you need to let go of is the Empress, impatient, um, smothering, right? Looks overwhelmed here. And then what we need to focus on is the Page of Swords energy. So maybe study, learn, and then our higher self is trying to tell us with this Queen of Cups energy. And the Queen of Cups energy is being kind, listen to your intuition, be honest with yourself. Right, Cancer. Let's see why the Empress is here for you. Why is the Queen of Cups here for Cancer? So the Queen or the Empress is here for Cancer because of the Ace of Pentacles, because of new opportunity, new things happening, new beginnings. Your seed is growing. You're feeling connected to the ground. Your manifestation is coming in. That's why you have to let go of that. If you don't let go of feeling smothered, your manifestation's not coming in. Why the Queen of Cups for here for Cancer? And we have the Two of Swords because you have choices. Because the Queen of Cups, right? She's the one that listens to her intuition, right? And it's saying here that when you listen to your intuition, right, there's a gateway, right? When you have a choice, you open, two doors has opened for you, right? So that's what's clarifying that. So you're manifesting here, like opening two doors. Leo, you just want one. So Leo, we're starting off with the High Priestess, listening to our intuition, being a mystery. The High Priestess is too is connecting, right? Becoming, connecting with your higher self, bridging the your shadow and your light attribute of who you are. And then what you need to let go of is the death energy. So maybe needing to let go of um, bad habits, right? Um, letting go of indulgement, temptation, having to look at yourself, you know, and so looking at those shadow attributes, right? Because we're bridging it in. And then what you need to focus on is the Nine of Swords here. And the Nine of Swords is um, recovery, right? The Nine of Swords is facing, you know, focusing on the anxiety, right? When you let go of an addiction, right? There's these effects that happen to a person. Their body starts withdrawing, so there's creating this mental illness, so focusing on it, learning how to take care of it, right? So then your higher self is saying, the 10, the the 10 of cups here. Um, happen that happiness, that joy, right? When you're in this space here, right, of mental illness because you're letting go of something that's holding back your growth. Leo, because you're understanding the light and shadow attribute of who you are as a person. So let's see why the Death card is here and see why the Ten of Cups is here for Leo. So the Ten of Cups is here, uh, or the Death card is here because of the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords energy is um, having knowledge, right? Having that intellection of who she is as a being. And once you let go of this habit here, this death, right? Then uh, your queen, right? You'll start changing. You'll start looking at your surroundings different. Your mind will be sharper. And then why the Ten of Cups is here is because of the Six of Cups. So, um, because of a past memory, uh, because of a victory, of feeling or having success. The Six of Cups, is getting together with others and talking about life, you know? So that's why the Ten of Cups and your clarification is because you can talk about it now, right? All right, Virgo. Virgo, we have the energy of the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands energy um, is our struggle. So maybe you're having a rivalry, right, within yourself, a disputation of an idea of something maybe getting started, right? Whatever this is, however this fits in for you. But there's struggle. What you need to let go of is the Three of Pentacles. Maybe letting go of being impatient, right? Mm, letting go of rush work. Letting go of the fact that, you know, certain skills aren't required. What you need to focus on is the Seven of Pentacles. Focusing on your harvest, your investment. Then you have the Three of Pentacles here. Your higher self is saying, Virgo, get your butt in the driver's seat, you know, making things work, learning from somebody. So let's see why the Three of Pentacles is here for Virgo. And yeah, you got Three of Pentacles. What you should let go and your higher self. Interesting. But one looks more chaotic than the other. So, the Eight of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles, so your clarification is the Eight of Pentacles. Because you are masterful now, let go of the Three of Pentacles here. Let go of feeling impatient because you don't have to rush. And then the Three of Pentacles here, you know, taking the driver's seat, right? Taking charge. And then clarification is the King of Cups. Being empathic, right? Being wise. So, Virgo, that is your message. Libra. Libra, we are bringing in the Eight of Wands. So, no, the Eight of Swords. So, the Eight of Swords here is the energy we're bringing in. Libra is restriction, feeling trapped, difficult seeing the path. And then we have what we need to let go of is the Five of Wands here. So maybe letting go of the, the quarrel, right? The conflict within yourself. The differences, trying to come at it from, uh, what's that? Neutral mind, right? But it clashes with maybe certain things, so letting go of that. What you need to focus on is the Four of Swords. So focusing on the Four of Swords here. Rest, meditation, reflecting on yourself, taking time for you, Libra, and then what your higher self is saying, the Ace of Cups. Heal your heart because new things are coming in. So let's see why the Five of Wands is here for Libra and the Ace of Cups. Let's get clarification for Libra for their check-in message. So the Five of Wands is here for Libra as the clarification of the Knight of the King. I'm sorry, the King of Wands. So being a leader in your life, having strong will, the King of Swords, commanding authority, taking charge. And then clarification of the Ace of Cups. Is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is um, open, heal your heart. Because if you don't heal your heart, you're gonna go into a grieving, you're gonna get depressed, you're gonna feel sorry for yourself. So Libra, that's your message, your check-in message. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, we're bringing in the judgment energy. And the judgment energy is returning to what you were meant to do. Release. Accepting the change of time. So you're getting rid of the old spirits, taking away, taking it away, helping you push it out of the way. What you need to let go of is the Page of Cups energy. And maybe letting go of escapism, right? Finding ways to get to not feel overly sensitive, right? Um, Taking something and turning it into negative thoughts. What you should focus on is the full energy. Uh, New beginnings. Pushing through, right? Taking risk. Just, you know, um, the full energy. Trusting yourself. Your higher self is telling you the Three of Swords. So, your higher self is saying, watch your back. Why is the Page of Cups and the Three of Swords here? Let's get clarity. Clarification. The Page of Cups is clarified by the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is celebrating friendship. So, the Page of Cups, instead of being by yourself, right? The Three of Cups is saying, clarify and saying, celebrate with people. Why you need to watch your back is the Queen of Cups. Because she enjoys others' company and sometimes that may rub off, right? The Queen of Cups. She's kind. She's honest. So that's why you gotta watch your back. It's clarification. All right, Scorpio, that was your message. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, we are starting off with the energy of the Emperor. So, discipline, structure, confident. What we need to let go of is the Five of Pentacles, material anxiety and stable, temporary loss. What we need to focus on, the Queen of Cups. Focus on the Queen of Cups. Enjoying company, right? The Queen of Cups. In focusing on listening to your intuition. Focus on the healer you are. The night, your higher self. Advice is the Eight of Cups. Um, the Eight of Cups is moving on, cutting away from the past, walking away. Why is the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups here for Sagittarius? What is their clarification? So, Five of Pentacles, your clarification is the Eight of Cups. So your clarification is moving forward, reaching higher potential. So your higher self was telling you that already. And why the Eight of Cups is here is because of the Seven of Cups. Because lack of commitment. So walking away because of lack of commitment. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn, we are starting off with the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords energy is we're in rest area. We're rejuvenating. And the Two of Pentacles is what we need to let go of. Is juggling, mask, responsibility. What we need to focus on is the Queen of Wands energy. Our artistic energy. Our creativeness, because we take charge. Your higher self wants us to know of the Page of Swords, wants us to learn about something, study it, gain insight. All right, Capricorn, let's see why the Two of Pentacles is here. And The Page of Swords. Get clarification. Two of Pentacles and clarification is the Chariot. Using your intuition to guide your movement. Trust in the path, even when you can't see it. So even though you're juggling, trust yourself. Why is the Page of Swords clarified by the Three of Swords? So, heartbreak, right? Watching your back. So the page, so you learn something. You analyze something, you study something, and you made yourself some aware. And because of that, you're clarified by watching your back because of something you learn, right? Deception. All right, Capricorn. That's your that's your message. Aquarius. Aquarius, we are bringing in the energy of the world. So completion, understanding your connection to everything around you, giving back to community, right? You achieve your goal. And then what you need to walk away from or let go is the hangman energy. So, misperception, um, maybe the fact that stop feeling like you might feel in limbo, right? What you need to focus on is ten, the 10 of Pentacles. So you need to focus on your family, your ancestral strength, your abundance, what you've been working towards, your goal. Your higher self is sharing, trying to tell you the energy of the Lovers. So your higher self is trying to tell you about harmony. Tap into your harmony. Making a choice, having compassion, enjoying the time that you have, right? So let's see why the Hangman and the Lovers is here for you. Aquarius. Let's get clarification for Aquarius. So the Hangman is here because the Ace of Cups is clarifying it. Healing, open heart, healing. So you're healing, and you gotta let go of the Hangman, right? Why is the Lover here? It's clarified by the Ten of Swords. So, the Lover's energy of enjoying the time that you have, right? You're enjoying it because if you don't, you're going to enjoy burnout, exhaustion, mental defeat. It's clarifying that. Enjoy your moment now. Aquarius with Pisces. Pisces. You're starting off this energy with the King of Pentacles. So you're bringing in the King of Pentacles energy. And the King of Pentacles is somebody who's dependable, who's somebody who's grounded and, you know, generous. And then we need to let go of the Justice energy here. Why do we need to let go of the Justice energy? Because maybe something's imbalanced, right? Something is a red tape, something is it has become complex. So we gotta let go of something that's imbalanced in our journey now. What we need to focus on is the Ten of Swords. So focusing on your mind, your exhaustion, before you get burnt out. This is the burnout energy there. The Ten of Swords, you know, the crossroads, your turning point. Your higher self is advice is the Hierophant energy. So using the right tools to connect to your higher self, channeling a message, asking for help. Why is the Justice and the Hierophant here for Pisces? For clarification. The Justice clarification is the Lovers. So the Lover's energy is harmony, contracts, following through of what you have to let go of by following through. And then clarification is the Five of Swords. So, um, letting go of mental abuse, your brain fog, right? When you connect to the Hierophant. All right. Um, Everyone, thank you for allowing me to do your reading. This was a check-in for all 12 signs. I just want to say, Hojona Hasklin, Hojona Hasklin, Hojona Hasklin, Hojona Hasklin. I